Hey everybody, it's Keith here with USAMC, the Appraisal Management Company. If you're sitting around today thinking, man, I'd really like to know what the most important factor in real estate value is, you're in luck. This message is for you. Location. Location is the most important factor in real estate value. That's why in one part of Atlanta, a 70-year-old, 3-bedroom, 1-bathroom house, it's about $400,000. You can buy it, tear it down, and build a new house. And in another part of Atlanta, that same house is $40,000. Why? The location. Now, what is it about locations that drive value? Features. There are location features that drive the value of that property. It's not just their longitude and latitude on this earth, and everything that's a mile or so around it is part of that area. No, there are features in that area that impact the value. So today, I'm going to illustrate one of the main features in single-family residential real estate. So location is what determines where we select the sales that we use in the report to form an opinion of value. Those sales, we call them comps. So there's nothing that impacts the value more in an appraisal than the comps that are used. How do we select those comps? By location. Behind me, I've drawn up the sales solar system. Let's take a look. Here, you have the subdivision. And this orange dot here, that represents the subject property. Let's say I need to put together a report. I need to put together at least 3 sales to come up with an opinion of value. But I don't have 3 sales in the subdivision. What am I going to do? I'm about to show you. So the green dots you see here represent closed sales that occurred, let's say, in the last 6 months. How do I know which ones to pick? First, I want to look in the subdivision. There's nothing more similar than the subdivision for location feature. But if I have to go outside the subdivision, in most residential real estate, the schools have a big impact. Matters a lot. So when I'm looking at the schools, you have elementary schools, middle schools, high schools. If the kids go to the same elementary school, they go to the same middle school and high school. If you go to a middle school, you might have different elementary schools, and the high schools feed from several elementary schools and several middle schools. So if I have to leave the subdivision, my first stop is elementary school. Now you see this orange circle here? That represents 1 mile around the subject property. And this is where it can get confusing. Where if you're trying to value a property, you're trying to price a property, hey, what's this worth? And you're just pulling a 1 mile radius around the property to see what sales are, it's going to be confusing. It's going to be hard to figure it out. So if you pull a 1 mile radius, let's say right here, this is the elementary school, the second ring here, third ring out, the middle school, high school, and this is the county. Well, as you can see here, that 1 mile, you're leaving the subdivision, the elementary school, the middle school, the high school, and you're out here in the county. If I'm going to pick comps, if I'm looking for sales, first stop I'm going to look for is, well, if I leave the subdivision, I'm going to look in the elementary school district. And maybe, okay, you have a sale here, that's the one I'm going to look at. Even though you might have a sale here this is more than a mile away, it's in the same elementary school district. That's the factor, the feature of the location that's driving the value in this area. So I may find a comp that's located closer by, distance-wise, but if they're in different school districts and I've got something in the same elementary school district, then the feature of that location that's driving value is not going to exist. It may impact my opinion of value because I'm picking a comp from outside the area. So I'm going to stay in the elementary school. I'll go a little more than a mile and stay in the same elementary school before I'll stay within a mile and go to the high school or even totally different school district altogether. See, your location, the subject location, there's not a perfect 1 mile radius around it that this is your area. You might be on the edge of an area. You might have a comp that's 2 miles away over here in the high school district that's much more similar than one that's 1.5 miles away, but not even in the same high school, in a different area. I hope this will help you. If you're trying to determine the value of your property, maybe you have an appraisal and you're not happy with the value. Look at it. Look where the sales are from. Look at the schools. Maybe if the appraiser did some of this stuff and you have sales that are more similar in the schools, you can use that to go back and dispute the appraisal. If this is confusing to you, that's what we're here for. We're here to help. This is what we do. We do appraisals. Give us a call. 770-837-0215. Look us up on the web at usamc.com. Check out my YouTube channel, Keith Edward TV. Find me on LinkedIn. Send me an email, keith@usamc.com. Thanks everybody for watching. Hope you have a great day. Remember, we're here to help.